We've got tips and recipes for healthy living. So for fun and inspiration, come and join us in the raw food world.
Income. The way people think when they're making $250,000 a year, way different than people who are making $50,000 a year. They notice different things. They see money differently. Like some people, if you ask somebody, is $10,000 a lot of money? Well, for somebody making $50,000 a year, the answer is probably yes. For somebody making $250,000 a year, no, it's a small amount.
Right.
It's less than a month's income. It's not a big amount.
Right. Wow. When was the last time we were here? Like
a few months ago. I don't remember exactly when.
Yeah, you on your board you said you wanted to make $100,000 a month.
Mm-hmm. We're getting there. I'm not there yet, but like this workshop we're doing brought in an extra $50,000 for that.
Wow.
So, and then we're going to turn the workshop into DVDs. So selling the DVDs might even get us there.
Right.
But I've definitely seen some shifts in that direction.
Right. So how would you let's say, it seems like if we wanted to talk to people that made $1 million and become friends with them, or it seems kind of like, I don't know, it might be a difficult task. Like, do you have any advice on that?
See, that's just a mindset thing.
Yeah.
Because I used to think the same thing. Like, oh my God, a millionaire. I'd be like, oh, how can you talk to them? They're unapproachable. They're like special. But no, when you do that, you're putting yourself on a lower level than them.
Right.
It's like you're out of vibrational sync with that kind of reality. So you just have to think, well, they're just normal people. Okay, and once I started doing that, then I started having all kinds of friends that are millionaires.
Huh.
I have dozens of friends who are millionaires, and it's not that difficult to talk to them. They're just regular people.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that so many people rule out talking to them that if you don't do that, you'll find that they're more easily approachable.
Right.
It's really just a mindset.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Do you have any questions, babe?
Maybe Steve could tell us a little bit about the workshop that's coming up.
That'd be cool.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, when is it?
It's October 2 to 4. It's here in Las Vegas, and it's called the Conscious Growth Workshop. It's basically based on my book, and my book is called Personal Development for Smart People. So this is really about the fundamentals of personal growth, how to create growth across all areas of your life. So whether you want to improve your career, finances, health, relationships, whatever. Ultimately, it's the same kind of principles that are applied. It's the same kind of process. Like the social support, one example I gave you. You can use that to improve your health. You can use it to improve your finances. You can use it to get on a better career path. You can use it to improve your relationships if you hang out with people who have great relationships. So learning those fundamental ideas and how to apply them to create growth in any area of your life. That's what we're going to do it for 3 days. It'll be an amazing experience, I believe.
That's awesome. Cool. Okay, so last time I remember I was a little nervous to ask you a question about polyamory and stuff.
Sure.
Still
nervous about that?
I've actually got one where I'm really nervous about.
Okay.
We can edit it out if you don't want to talk about it. Okay, in regards to polyamory, have any of you acted out on that?
If you're talking about sexually, no.
Okay.
If you're talking about emotionally, definitely yes. See, because for me, it wasn't about getting a sexual experience with somebody. That wasn't why I got into polyamory. For me, it was about opening my heart to other people. And what kept me from doing this is I was afraid that if I opened my heart to other women and got too much of an emotional connection, it could lead to something physical.
Right.
And so I always blocked myself from doing that emotional connection. I thought, oh, I better not open my heart because what happens if I get attracted to the person? And what if it leads to cheating? And the reason I felt that way is that's exactly what happened in my relationship with Erin. That's how we fell in love, is that initially we were best friends. We started hanging out together, and then we fell in love from there. So, I'm open to that happening, but it's not something I'm pushing or forcing.
Right.
It's just that I'm starting to open my heart up to other people, especially women, and it's been really amazing how that goes. And at this point, I still don't know where it's going to go or what's going to happen with that. But I'm just letting it play out. It's been really amazing, and it's definitely improved my relationship with Erin.
Awesome.
That was the most surprising part.
Wow. And you're going to Disneyland in a couple days with your children?
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Couple weeks. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
And they're going to actually go experience Olac, our favorite raw food restaurant.
Yeah, go meet Chef Ito.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Steve said he's going to try and get Ito to speak.
Cool.
Be lucky.
Any last questions for Steve, babe?
Maybe he could tell the lovely people his pie recipe that he was telling us.
Oh, right.
It's already on my website, actually.
It is. I'm really excited about this pie recipe. I've actually been concocting it in my head and imagining what I could do. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I might add some Irish moss to it just to see what happens. Maybe you could explain it to everybody.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty simple recipe. It's on my website, but basically you take, let's see if I remember it, 2 cups of raw nuts. I usually use raw almonds. You can also use raw walnuts. Mix it in a food processor with 3/4 cups or maybe a cup of dates and a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. And then that makes the pie crust. So you press that into a pie plate and you put it in the freezer for about 15-30 minutes. Okay, that makes it set a little more solidly. Then you take some fresh berries, about 6 cups of fresh berries, like strawberries or blueberries, or we can even do it with cherries if you want to pit them.
Oh, wow.
And we've done that before. Really good, but it takes a long time to pit all the cherries.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take 1/3 of that, about 2 cups of the fruit of the berries, put it in a blender or Vitamix or Blendtec, whatever, with 2 tablespoons lemon juice and what else? 3/4 cups of soaked dates. Just soak the dates in water for about 15 minutes to soften them up. That'll make a sauce. Pour the sauce over the rest of the berries, put the berries in the pie crust, and you've got yourself a really nice raw pie.
Done.
Very easy to make. Takes about 20 minutes.
Wow, that's crazy. I want to try that with Irish moss. I'm going to try it both ways, actually. I'm excited about that. And then also, you make a really good guacamole.
Oh, yeah.
You want to share that one?
You go to my website and search on guacamole recipe because I don't remember
Okay.
all the details of it, but if you click on the archives page of my site, just go to stevepavlina.com, click the archives link in the top, and you'll see just do a search on guacamole and you'll find the recipe there.
Cool. We've got 4 minutes left if you want to think of anything else, or we could just cut it short.
We can make it into 2 videos, can't we?
Yeah. I mean, that's what... No?
Is there anything else you'd love to share about?
Yeah. Anything?
Gosh, you want me to share blogging tips now?
Maybe we could talk about the that group where people... It's like a group where it's like guys get together to learn how to pick up on women.
Oh, the Seduction community.
Yeah.
It's been pretty interesting. Boy, that'd be a can of worms to open.
You said there was like 2 spectrums of a...
Yeah, well, a few years ago, I started noticing these people were visiting my site, asking me about if I knew about the pickup artist community or the seduction community, they called it. And I said, no, what is this? So I went and looked into it, and it turned out there was this whole group of guys who were trying to develop their skills in going out and picking up women, like going out to a bar or a club or something, or even just out during the day, and how to meet women and get a date with them, pick them up. Or, it was really fascinating to see that there were some parallels there between what these men were doing to work on themselves versus what I was teaching in personal development.
Okay.
But there was this whole spectrum of what was being taught, from totally inauthentic, you're trying to trick women, trying to use all these manipulative techniques to get them to jump through hoops to do what you want, not really having a genuine connection at all, but just a way to try to get a woman into bed with you. Then on the other hand, there was this other group of guys who was focused on being really authentic, developing your self-confidence, being more of a real man, and that if you did that, you would be naturally more attractive to women.
Right.
So I really resonated with that authentic group, of course, and I just totally tuned out the inauthentic people who were using these manipulative tactics. But the interesting thing is that it was introducing a lot of men to personal development. People who would
Right.
not otherwise be interested in it. Some people have this negative connotation to the word self-help, even though everybody works on it, and they just call it something different. They'll call it education. I mean, education is self-help.
Right.
So it's all about improving yourself.
Sure.
Working, trying to learn how to start a business or making more money. That's all self-help. It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
So I found it fascinating that there was this group of guys using it to develop their relationship skills because they wanted to have a girlfriend.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
So,
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Steve.
sure.
We've got
Angela Stokes Monarch.
and
Steve Pavlina.
and Matt Monarch, and we'll see you tomorrow at the Raw Food World TV show.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again at the Raw Food World.